Not a bad part of the world to be working, is it, mate?
Can't really complain, to be honest, at the minute. Weather's unbelievable, sun's out. We're going pretty well in the league, so yeah, no complaints here.
And those views in town.
Yeah, the mountains.
I thought you were pointing at me.
Yeah, the mountains are pretty spectacular, and something when I first arrived, one of the boys said, I never get bored of it. And I went, okay, I'm sure you don't. And we're now 14, 15 months into it, and yeah, waking up, looking at that view is still, takes your breath away.
And the rugby?
It's good. I mean, it's been progressing for us since I've got here. I think for, the ambition at the club is something that, drew me here, and we wanted to progress and really push the boundaries of what Section has been and since it's been in the top 14. And, we're slowly getting there and implementing the things we want to do. And I think this season we've shown a lot of that. Our position in the league is good, and it's where we definitely want to be now as a club instead of kind of scrapping around at the bottom. So yeah, it's good, and I'm enjoying it, and that always helps.
One question I got for you is about when you first came here. What were your expectations about French rugby? Did you have any stereotypes? Did you expect what happened when you got here, or was it different?
Yeah, probably expected. Bigger, a bit more physical, a bit more physicality in the games. Probably a bit slower as well. That was kind of my mindset coming into it, and potentially use my running game to be able to manipulate defences a bit more. And yeah, it's probably not as big as I thought. I think the rolling subs definitely played a part in that, and being able to bring your big guys off, give them a little rest, and put them back on. It was something I wasn't used to. So when I saw one of the big guys going off, it was kind of like, oh, job done. And then 10 minutes later, he runs back on, and I was like, okay, probably not as slow, a bit looser for sure. Probably not as structured as what I was used to in the English game, but physicality-wise, just immense. Just so many big blokes here, and that's probably the big difference. There's always big blokes no matter where you play in the world, but here, every team just warming up. You're like, all right, it's going to be a big bloke coming down your channel at some point. So yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to, but it's been great.
One player that it's only a matter of time before he breaks through on the international stage. Tell us about Emilion Gueton, and how special is this kid?
Yeah, very, very. I mean, I obviously got my first taste of him last year, and again, just massively impressed about how he went about his business. Young kid, not the biggest, but was in the gym the longest, was, in first thing, working as hard as he can on all his attributes. Played 13, played on the wing, electric fast, like quite deceptive in how fast he is, because he's quite nimble, and then he gets in space, and he's rapid. So, and he's someone that, his English is better than mine. So when I first got there, I was like, I thought he was French. And he's brilliant, and he's
born in Croydon.
He's very switched on, very bright kid, and always wanting to learn, always asking questions, and that's what's brilliant about these young guys, is they're not just relying on their ability and everything. They really want to go and ask questions and try and get better and understand the game, and still, like, he's going pretty well again this year. And like you said, I think it's only a matter of time before he's kind of consistently in that French team. He's around the squad and stuff now, and he's in that tough period where you're in the squad but you're getting sent home midweek, and it's tough, and they're training in Paris, and it's a long way, and then he's got to come here and have probably one session, a bit of team run, and perform to his standard that everyone expects of him, and as an international player you've got to do.
I've learned in the short time I've been in PAU that I didn't realise just how much of a rugby heartland this is. What's it like playing in front of that crowd?
It's amazing, to be honest. It's again, like yourself, wasn't too tuned up on the rugby here. Knew they were passionate as most French teams are, but yeah, I got a bit of a shock when I first arrived and ran out of the hammer. It was incredible, and this year especially, we've had a pretty good few weeks. We've been winning a lot at the start of the season, and the crowd, the town have really bought into that, and the crowds have just gone through the roof, and you can really feel the passion coming through. And I think it's one thing, week in, week out, no matter where you are, home or away here, it's just absolute incredible atmosphere. and it's what we play for. It's what you want to be involved in. These big games, you talk about them, and the crowd is always a factor. Where here is just every week is a big game. Every week feels like a bit of a knockout game or a bit of a derby because the crowds are just firing into you, and it's brilliant.